Good evening, everyone. I should say good morning. Ross here, with my first ever audio piece. Pretty much I decided that I think doing audio would be another kind of cool dynamic to the blog. It kind of lets you kind of hear my thoughts and my wonderful British accent. And, we can pretty much just. I want to use it because it's obviously, it's a different tool that, is able to kind of make my blog more exciting and kind of you can hear my thoughts instead of reading the paper. I don't really know. Sure. Anyway, the latest news last night, breaking news right out of the Auburn football world. Barrett Trotter got given the starting quarterback job for Auburn, beating out Clint Mosley and Kyle Frazier. Clint Mosley was given the backup job, and I assume Kyle Frazier will be given the number 3 spot. If that is really the case, then I believe Kyle Frazier will probably most likely be redshirt. I know a lot of Auburn fans didn't want to see him get redshirted. I don't really know if I feel the same, because obviously, if I don't really see the point of playing him. Really, I don't know for sure, but I don't see the point of redshirting him if he's. I'm sorry, I should say it again. I don't see the point of not redshirting him if he's going to be third in the depth chart, if he's barely ever going to get a snap. I know a lot of people, including myself, wanting to see him play, but maybe it's just not the case. But in the end, Barrett Trotter won, mainly because of experience, I think. But to be honest, though, I don't think that really matters. I honestly don't think that matters, because I think Barrett Trotter, I don't think he's even thrown 10 passes. And you kind of think, oh, how does that affect? But apparently it does. But apparently it was close between Clint and Barrett, right until the very last moment. But I think sooner or later the team had to choose someone, and I think even though about a week ago they were saying they were no closer to deciding the quarterback position, I think Gus Malzahn kind of said, look, we have to choose someone, because, and I have to agree. Naming the start as soon as possible will help them in terms of getting chemistry together. He can throw to receivers, he can know the offense, he can kind of just get more comfortable. But I'm going to put Barrett. And again, and the funny thing is right now is that Barrett did a great job, I think, of winning it. It was close. People say it's because they're both not very good, but they couldn't separate each other. I think Barrett's going to be okay. I have nothing against Barrett. I think he's decent. But the real talking point right now is Clint Mosley. People think that, well, was Mosley upset? Of course he was. There's that video interview from AuburnSports.com. It obviously showed he was upset. And, I think at the end of the day, if you get beaten out, it's going to be upsetting, isn't it? But, people are just starting to compare the situation to Cody Burns. Cody Burns could have transferred, but he decided to stay in the team. That's fair enough. I think it's fair enough. Is Clint in the same kind of scenario? I guess so. But it depends if Clint wants to be holding the clipboard for the next 2 years. Assuming Trotter keeps his job, of course. The thing is, though, Trotter could easily get injured this season. Apparently he's quite injury prone. As they say, you're only one play away from getting playing time. And in this case, it is very true. But again, that is a real talking point that Clint Mosley visibly was upset. And of course he was. And I'm getting kind of different responses from this. Some people are saying, it's he's not showing maturity. He's, why are you crying if you would be a quarterback? But wouldn't you be upset if the team you always wanted to start for, they said you weren't good enough to play? It's upsetting, of course it is. But do I think he stays? No, I honestly don't. I think people can point to Cody Burns and say, he set a great example. Of course he was, but I love our players, but not everyone's like that. Cody was a very special exception. Great guy, great character. Clinton could stay. He could very well stay. But for now, if I'm him, I want to I want to pretty much have as best chance as possible to start and to play. And whether that's at a Division 2 school, whether it's at another Division 1 school, I don't know. But I honestly do think he does transfer out of division. If he does stay, great. You know, he can stay and support the team. But if I'm him looking at it subjectively, okay, let's assume Barrett Trott keeps his job the next 2 years. The next job's going to be what, 2013? By that time, Carl Fraser will be either a junior. No, wait a minute. Yeah, he'll either be a junior or redshirt sophomore. Pike will be either redshirt freshman or sophomore. And you're thinking, okay, you know, Pike and Fraser, you know, two epic talents. Am I really going to beat these guys out? And I think for Clint, you know, this might have been his last chance. You know, this might be, well, you know, his only chance to really get it. I'm not doubting his ability at all. I think he's a decent player. But, you know, it's his mentality. You know, it's how he decides to handle things. But again, you know, life is all about, you know, how you overcome adversity. And this could be a fun example of one. You know, can he overcome it? I don't know if he can. I don't know if he will. But my gut feeling is that he does try. But again, you know, like I said, the moral of the story is that I'm happy for Barrett Trott. Again, am I disappointed for Kyle? I'm not. You know, Kyle is. Listen, Kyle Fraser he's a great talent. Great talent. But he's still young. You know, his time will come. If he does redshirt the season, don't feel bad. You know, sure, you know, Gus Malzahn has started as a true freshman back in the day, you know, back when he was still coaching offense, but I have no doubt in my mind that if he does redshirt, we can still get 4 years out of him. It's pretty good. You know, but I'm not concerned with this decision at all. You know, I mean, this staff won a national championship last year. I'm behind whatever decision they want to make. If Gus Malzahn wants to start Barrett Trott, do it. You know, I'll be behind you. If you want to start two freshman Carl Fraser, go for it. You know, that's the thing. You know, don't be worried about the decision. Don't be upset that he won it. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there who wanted Mosley to get it. A lot of people that were pulling for Carl Fraser to get more playing time. Fraser could still get playing time. You know, you never know what's going to happen this season. You know, for all we know, Trotter could stink it up and Fraser could be our savior. But I don't know. I don't mean to be kind of. I don't mean to have attitude towards this because I'm going to support Trotter and I think he's going to be a decent quarterback. I think he's going to keep his job. I like him. I think he's going to be good. But at the end of the day, you know, this is the coach's decision. And I'm behind 100%. But again, this is the main point I wanted to make is that this is going to affect our season. You need a good quarterback to have a good team. And again, you know, I'm behind the coach 100%. But you know, the main talking point now is Clint Mosley, you know, not getting his chance. Like I said, it doesn't matter. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there who kind of see it as being, you know, an opportunity for him. But you know, I'm not at all. I'm not upset that Frazier is not going to get playing time. You know, if he does get playing time as a Wildcat quarterback or something, then fine. You know, but right now, focus on what we have. Focus on the team. Focus on Barrett Trott. Get behind him. If he makes mistakes in the season, root for him. You know, what do you need when you're down? You need support, don't you? You know, that's what you need. You know, you don't need people barking at you, and yeah, that's the thing. You know, that is the main thing. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Yeah, this audio thing is going to keep going. I think it's a good idea. Get back to you with any comments you might think. Follow me on Twitter. Rossinator22. But yeah, you can come like the Facebook page. Search box, a Brit of Orange and Blue. Come by the page if you haven't already. Do it. Alright, this is Ross logging out. See you all later.